enjoy, and have fun. We're going to go over a lot of different techniques. So my suggestion is take maybe notes on the back of the paper that I gave you of anything that you feel like, ooh, that helped me a little bit more than other things, just so you have the reference. I will share resources with Laura, and so that she can post them to the wellness site or email them to you, however you guys communicate. That way you will have all the resources in a video from Donna Eden actually on how to do these. So tonight just have fun and just know that you'll get those resources at a later time this week, okay? So, she's going to be my helper tonight. I'm really excited about her. She's so cute. I really could put her in my pocket, I think. So, she's So, has anybody heard of Donna Eden before this class tonight? You have? Yeah? Anybody else? No. That's pretty much how I was until I found her work, too. Can I ask how you found her work?
With the workshop.
With the workshop? Yeah. Okay. So Donna Eden, she is an energy medicine practitioner. Does anybody even know what I mean when I say that? No? You do. Of course you do. You do. Yeah, I didn't either until I got so sick that I really honestly had nowhere else to turn. Western medicine kind of threw up their arms with me about 5 years ago, and I really didn't have a lot of hope left, and that's whenever I was really divinely led to Donna Eden's work. So Donna Eden, she just celebrated her 77th birthday on the 28th of February. She was born a gifted woman. She was always able to see the energetic body of people. She didn't realize that was something that was kind of weird until she was older. Her mother and her sisters could see the energy around people too. Her father couldn't, and they just thought he was the weird one, but no, it wasn't. It was them. So they always saw the light body. So has anybody seen any type of religious paintings, maybe even a picture of Jesus and there's like a white light around him? That's what she sees on every single person. And every person has a different color, and that is unique to them. So a lot of these sensitive energy medicine practitioners, they can actually see dis-ease in the energetic field before it ever hits the physical body. So she works with 9 different energetic systems of the body, including that aura that we see depicted in religious paintings and pictures, the chakra system, the meridians. So that's something that acupuncturists work with. I'm not sure if you're familiar with acupuncture at all. I don't do acupuncture, I don't use needles, but I do use pressure. So I use my hands. And the purpose of this work really is to bring the energetic systems back into some sort of balance. And I feel like that's pretty much what you guys are trying to teach people, is just how to live your life balanced. When we're balanced, we just feel better and we can thrive. So this is more of working with kind of like the spiritual centers of the body, if you want to call them that. Whenever we heal anything, whether we heal it physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, it's holistic. Those things are all connected, so you can't work on healing in one without it affecting another. So that's what's pretty awesome about her work. Donna Eden did not have an easy life. She was very sick. She had multiple sclerosis. She was in a wheelchair, and she had 2 heart attacks before the age of 30. She had about 5 different medical professionals tell her, you need to get your things in order because there's really nothing more that we can do for you. Which she did not take that answer very lightly. She's like, no, I'm a mother, I have children, and I'm not 30 yet. Like, I do not want to go anywhere. She was always very divinely connected, so she prayed. And she felt very, very led to start working with the energy centers in her leg, the light that she could see. Within 2, she would notice, she described her MS symptoms as, has anybody had their foot fall asleep ever? Who else hates that? Because I hate that feeling. It's just awful. She said that feeling was all over her body 24/7, which is not something that I can imagine, because I kind of freak out like a baby when mine's asleep for like 2 minutes. I can't handle it. I will hop around the room until it's better. But that's how she was, completely bedridden. She started to work with the energy in her legs, and then within a couple years, she was up and walking again. She's 77 now, teaching this worldwide. She has healed herself from so many illnesses that doctors say there is no cure for, there's no hope for. So don't listen to that. okay? Because there's always something more that you can do. There's always something more that you can try. She really teaches you to take healing into your own hands, and I find that very empowering. My story is kind of similar to hers. I didn't have the severity of the symptoms that she had with the diseases that she was presenting with, but I had my share. I said my goodbyes to people several years ago. Now, after doing this work, this is the best I've ever felt in my entire life, and I'm just getting better every day. So I'm very, very, very grateful for this work. So this work can be really life-saving and life-changing for a lot of people. Can't promise that to everybody, but it was for me. So does anybody have any questions before I go into anything else? And if you have any during this, don't be shy, raise your hand. I will answer the best I can.
Is she in Pittsburgh?
No, so Donna, right now I believe she's living in San Diego. So I flew out to Arizona to get certified in this. I'm a clinical practitioner, so I've taken 3 years of her classes. She has 4 years, which I'm hoping to take the advanced classes in October, which will be out in San Diego. So.
Do you see the auras around people?
Sometimes I do. I don't see the energy exactly like Donna does, but I don't know that anybody does. We all kind of see it a little bit differently. But yes, I can sometimes see the energetic field around others. When that kind of started to come in for me, I kind of said my own little prayer, and I was like, I do not want to see everything. Like, I don't. So God just lead me to what it is that's important for me to see, and that's it. Because Donna struggled with that, very much so. She didn't want to walk down the street and see that somebody has cancer, because she can. And she felt she's an empath, I'm an empath. She felt very called to help and fix that person. So this has been like a huge learning experience for her entire life. And yeah, so, you can't help anybody unless they really want to help themselves. So that's kind of a hard thing to learn too.
Amen.
Any other questions? So we're going to have a lot of fun today. My workshops are interactive, so you guys are not going to get out of participating today. So if you thought that you could come here and just sit down quietly in the back and learn something without participating, you're wrong. So what we're going to go over today is something called the daily energy routine. Donna has done, I don't know, probably 10, 15,000 individual sessions on people throughout her career. She noticed that there are certain energetic systems within the body that they tend to get knocked off of balance just because of our everyday life, the pace in which we live, the way that we're stressed out, running from thing to thing to thing. So she put together something called the 5-minute daily energy routine, which is something we're going to go over today. It's going to take us more than 5 minutes today. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever done mine in 5 minutes because I really like to slow myself down and really be grounded and present so that I can feel the shifts that are happening. Again, we're going to send you a video of Donna herself doing the routine. I'm going to tell you now, in my opinion, it's not the best video, but they are working on that. They're actually going to be making an app for this. Of course, they're making an app for that. That's exactly what I thought whenever they emailed all of us about it. So that is something that's coming. And if you ever have any questions for me too, you have my contact information. I'd be happy to help any way that I can.
And they're sending us books.
And they're sending you
we have
books.
resources here.
So that's awesome. That's wonderful. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of energy testing. Now, does anybody know what I mean when I say energy testing? No. You do. Jerry does. I know they do. A few people in here do. Has anybody heard of kinesiology? Okay, that's pretty much what it is. It's kind of muscle testing. The really cool thing about Donna's work that I have found very unique from any other energy healing modality, such as maybe Reiki, it's so precise. So I am assessing the other person's body. A person will come in and see me, and they'll tell me some things that have been going on with them, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm running different things through my mind through the lens of energy medicine of maybe what it can be, but I'm never going off of what I think it is. I will test your body, and your body will tell me exactly what it needs in this moment, and that's the beautiful thing about this work. With Reiki, it's more kind of just like the practitioner just feeling maybe where an imbalance is and helping it to rebalance. This work goes a lot deeper from my experience. And after I do a session with somebody, I will inform my client of what I found, and then I get to teach you home care exercises to do on your own. What this work is really about, it's about building habits of health within the body. When we're experiencing dis-ease anywhere, we're in a habit of that. And what this work does, it's like, okay, let's get rid of that habit slowly and build new habit. It's neuroplasticity, we're retraining the brain, we're retraining the system. So there's really a lot of science coming up around this too. Any questions before we get started onto muscle testing here? No? Okay. I'm using you. Come on up, because you've done this before. So, when I do muscle testing, if you guys don't want to come up and get muscle tested or tested for any individual technique that I'm going to do, I'm not going to make you guys do that. But I will ask that you just kind of participate in your chair just a little bit, just to see how you feel. But this is what muscle testing is going to look like. Sherry, awesome. I don't even have to explain. So what you would do if you decide to come up here, you're going to put out either arm. If you have an arm or shoulder injury, please don't use that arm. You need the other arm. If you don't have two good arms, maybe you should sit down. I'll get somebody else to do this. But I know this one doesn't. So what I will be doing is I'm going to stabilize myself on your opposite shoulder. I'm just going to take 2 fingers and I'm gently going to press down. So you're just going to meet my pressure. She's just going to hold. So did you see how nice and sturdy she was? She really didn't budge at all. This is when I put a kink in your energy hose, okay? And I could even just pinch the field. I don't have to pinch you, but I know her, so I could pinch her. So ready? Now hold. See how she's bouncing? Okay. Now I'm gonna fix her kink because I like her. If she was like my mom or sister, I wouldn't. So and hold. I have a younger sister. Yeah, she'd be kinked all night. So you probably did. I'm sure you did. Yeah. Then hold. So I rebalancing the kink. It kind of stabilized again. So what I look for when I do energy testing, yum. She's like, good. I want to sit down. I don't want to be up here anymore. So that's what I look for. That's what your body can communicate with me. So when you stay nice and balanced, that's just your body saying, hey, in this moment, I don't need this help. You might at another time, but right now, not the best thing for me. When your arm starts to go like this, your body's like, yeah, help me. I'm a little unbalanced in that. We could do techniques around it. What I did with her was just a general test. I needed to make sure that her system was responsive to testing. Some people aren't. Some people come in and they have something going on in their body, in their life that's just a little too much. And I don't even try to energy test them because it can be too much. I just get them on the table, start to do some rebalancing, and then we get to the testing later. So does anybody have any questions about that? I see big eyes look at me sometimes. I just feel like it's like a deer in headlight look. Like, what are we doing?
So what happens when you're kinking with the field right there?
Yeah.
Are you sort of creating like a stop gap for the energy?
Kind of. Think of it kind of like a garden hose. So whenever the garden hose is not kinked up, it's flowing nicely and all the water is flowing through. When you put a little kink in it, it's kind of just stops it or slows it down just a little bit. So that's basically what we're doing just to assess how well the energy is moving through. And then I fix it so that it flows through good again. Any questions?
So my son went to counseling one time, and his counselor pretty much did that same sort of thing, but she asked a question. I can't remember what the question was now, many years ago. But, to one question, it was like a positive, it's like there was an answer, a yes or a no answer, and he answered no.
Yeah.
It like his energy dropped, and so he became weaker, his energy was stronger when he said, you know what I mean? So that's how she used it.
That's cool. Yeah, Donna, you can. I have some practitioners that do. They're trained in other modalities as well. Donna says, this is what Donna says, and this is what stuck with me about that. Sometimes what we want the answer to be will show through the energy test, because Donna says she will always test positive for an ice cream sundae. Okay, hot chocolate sundae. She's like, I will always test positive for that, even though maybe her body really doesn't want it in that moment. She knows she will always test positive for that. So that's part of the issue with that at some time. But I mean, I do it on myself, and then I have other people check for me as well. you can, and it does give valuable information, just that, just be a little cautious sometimes, depending on what it is. Anybody else? Okay, yes.
So what is the purpose if you're doing it before the session?
I'm sorry?
What is the purpose if he's doing the muscle testing before the session?
Before a session that I would see somebody individually. So I need to make sure that the energy system is stable enough to respond to me. If it's not, sometimes it's not, people are too sick or something, I get them on the table. The cool thing is if I have another person with me, with them that's not sick, I could actually do surrogate testing. So if somebody was too sick, for example, to even raise their arm up, if I had another person, I could have the person touch the sick person and I could test through the person from them just because of that connection, and that's come in like handy, very, very much so. But that's kind of the purpose. I just need to make sure things are responding that way, so whenever I do some further testing, like you're going to see here in a little bit, that I know what I'm looking for. Does that make sense? Okay. So now we're going to get into doing her daily energy routine. And this is where, if you would like to come up and volunteer, I'll check your system and then I will check you for the specific technique to see if you need it. The cool thing is, if you do need it, we'll do the correction and then we'll see if it held for you. And that's what's cool about this work too, because it's kind of validating, like, yep, that worked for me. Okay? So Donna Eden said she likes to start off her daily energy routine with doing a crossover pattern. Has anybody ever heard that the left brain controls the right side of the body and right controls left? That's what this exercise is going to help to imprint within your energetic system a little bit better. Have you ever been sick, like you're fine and like you get hit with a cold and it's like, wow, I was fine this morning, but by the end of the day you're dragged and you're like, oh my God, I'm done. What happens then is your energy system, instead of having that nice crossover pattern like we're supposed to have, it moves to a parallel position, okay? It slows you down, and that's what's supposed to happen. That's how our body adjusts to things like an illness. When we're sick, we need to rest. That's why that happens. But if we're sick for a really long time, let's say somebody was down with the flu for weeks, which could definitely happen in this day and age, if your body gets stuck running like this, it gets so much harder for you to bounce back into your previous activities that you were doing. Another way that I could explain whenever that might happen to you, because it doesn't always happen when we're sick. Has anybody ever tried to drive somebody else's car and you're like, oh my God, like I've never driven a car before? Your energy systems just went from like this, being nice and crossed over, to running like this, because it's slowing you down so that you can look and figure out where everything is so that you can drive. But once you start going, your crossover pattern comes back. So anytime you feel slowed down like that, that's whenever you're getting out of your crossover patterns. So before we do the exercises, I did forget to say this. Just take a couple seconds here to check in with yourself. Mind, body, and spirit. Do you feel your feet on the floor? Do you maybe have a little bit of a headache? Are you feeling a little anxious? Maybe give your symptoms, anything you're experiencing right now, a word. Maybe your number rating on a scale of 1 to 10. And by the end of this, let's check back in with that. If we have a little pain somewhere, let's just check back in with that at the end of the night to see if it shifted at all. And even the little shifts are the big shifts, is basically what I'm saying. Okay? Is everybody good there? All right. So is anybody feeling kind of what I just said? Do you feel like you're kind of just slowed down for some reason? Do you just feel like you're not functioning at optimal level? Maybe you're just getting over an illness, or you're just feeling sluggish lately. Anybody want to come up and be tested for that? If not, it's okay. We might not have, you want to come up and try? Okay. And you might not. Some of these tests, people might be totally balanced in that, and that's fine. We might not have a volunteer for all of these things, and that's okay too, but we'll still do the correction so that you can feel it.
Right.
So, no arm or shoulder injuries, correct?
You know,
That you know of? Okay. So go ahead and put out either arm you feel comfortable with. I'm going to stabilize myself here. And I'm just going to gently push down that hold for me. So I'm just putting a kink in your energy hose here. Now hold. Little bit of a bounce. Up. Now hold. And I'm pressing down a lot harder and there's no bounce, okay? So if we bounce a little, that is going to be an indication that your energy needs it. So, oh boy, do we have chalk up here?
Yeah, right here.
This will be helpful.
We got some girl.
Yay, this is exciting! Okay, I'm gonna have you,
Sorry.
I'm going to have you look at that X as I'm testing your energy system, okay? So just go ahead and just look at that. Ready? Now hold. You do have a very, very slight bounce. Did you guys see that? Just very, very slight. Okay. So now this is the correction and it's super easy. You can stop looking at that now. You put your hand
I
out.
just knew it was
Yeah. I know, I need to get a little bit better at that. So, this is the correction, and it's super simple. You take one hand, and it doesn't matter which side you start on. We're gonna do it on both. Opposite shoulder to opposite hip. You're just getting that X pattern to go deeper within the body, and it feels really good. Sometimes you'll notice yourself taking a deep breath, a sigh, maybe feeling a tingling sensation, maybe a temperature sensation. Those are all indications that energy is starting to move, and that's what you want. That's a good thing. You might yawn. I know it's not mean. I'm not that boring. I know it's just the energy moving. In class, we do something like this too. We do opposite hand to opposite knee, which you guys can totally do sitting down too. Anything that we can do to get that, get into our energy system just a little bit better. Some people feel very off balance when you do this. If you feel off balance, you probably need it, okay? It's your energy system saying, yeah, I'm not aligning with this very well. So, we're going to retest our brave soul up here, okay? So go ahead, put your arm out and go ahead and look at this X. Okay, ready? Hold. And I'm pressing a lot harder and he's not budging. So just doing these simple little crossovers already helped. Did you feel anything? Notice anything?
What I felt the most was the not necessarily the shift, probably not the right term, but I could feel some sort of,
Movement.
yeah,
Cool.
energy.
That's awesome. Good. Great. Thank you for being good first volunteer. So that's how she likes to start it. She just likes to get things kind of flowing in the right direction so that we can hold everything else that we're going to do a little better. From there, she likes to go into something called the four thumps, so it's super easy to remember. Does anybody struggle with stomach issues in here or the feeling of worry? I knew I'd get more hands here. Who would like to come up and be tested for that one?
Oh, yeah, it is.
You? She's like, I'm ready for it. All right. So, any shoulder, arm, nose? We don't use. You want to use that? All right. Whatever works. Okay, ready? Cool. Maybe we should turn this way so they can see better. Let's just flip. All right. There we go. Ready? So I'm going to go down. There's a rhyme and reason for everywhere I touch. Okay? Touch your toes. Okay. Go ahead and touch your toes. Now hold. Yeah. You could use this a little bit. Okay. The stomach, I was testing the stomach meridian system. So the stomach meridian actually runs from here on the cheekbones, which is where we're going to start tapping, guys. So just start to tap your cheekbone. And then the other end point of the meridian is off of the second toe, which is what I was tapping. Stomach holds the emotion of worry. Anybody ever get butterflies in their tummy? Yeah. When you do, you feel something like that, start tapping. Donna says this is also very good with wrinkles because we're tapping underneath the eyes and it brings blood flow back to the area. So some people are never going to stop tapping, right? We're never going to stop tapping here after you leave. So this also really helps with grounding. If anybody's ever feeling ungrounded, like you're too much in your head, you're not feeling your feet on the floor, it might be a good time to just start to tap the cheekbone area to get things to shift, okay? Go ahead, put your arm out. And I'm pressing harder, and she's more balanced than she was. You can use more. Go sit and go like this. All the way back to your chair, okay? That's going to be one of your home care that you need to do when I started to take this work, I'm just gonna be very honest with you. My degree is in therapy and in counseling, and I started taking these classes like, I know where some of my coworkers would put me. Like, they would put me in a mental institution. Like, it looks absolutely insane. I'm just gonna say it, but damn, this is hard. I can feel it. It's awesome. So I was like, well, whatever. I don't have any hope left, so I'm just gonna tap away. I don't care. It changed my whole life, so I'm glad that I listened to it and listened to how I felt in my body. This work brought me back into my body. Let me put it that way. I was so sick I didn't want to live in my body. I learned how to disconnect from a very, very young age. Now I live in my body very well. I know exactly when something's out of balance, and then I try to find ways to get that to go back into balance. So this work has helped me tremendously. The next one. Does anybody feel like they're having a hard time moving forward in life? Feel a little stuck? You? Yeah, that was quick. Come on up. I love your shirt, by the way. I keep looking at it. It's very, very pretty. So go ahead, put up either arm here for me. Just check your systems. Ready? Hold. Nice and balanced. Thank you. She just kind of sways down here just a little. Good. So I'm going to move back here. I'm just going to have you take a couple steps towards me. Just walk towards me. And go ahead and put out your arm. Ready? Hold. Okay. This is something you can definitely use. She went a little bit unbalanced. So we start tapping here in the cheekbones. Now we're going to go right down to the edge of your collarbone. You're not hitting your throat, guys. Okay, so go down to the collarbones, and some people can feel a divot around where the collarbones are. Everybody's anatomy is a little bit different. If anything is sore, guys, if anything hurts, that means there's stagnant energy. It's not flowing like it should. It needs to be more. Guys, come on, Tarzan, let's go. Do this. Make it happen. We want energy to move. We want this vibration moving through. We want this energy to start running forward. This one. Look at the baby. She's even laughing at me. Perfect. I know, we do look silly. I'm going to do that one. Donna says, anytime you're feeling off at all and you don't know what it is, maybe you just start to feel a little bit lightheaded or something, go Tarzan on me, okay? Just do it. It gets all of our energetic systems running forward, okay? So I'm gonna go over here, and then you can walk towards me this way, okay? So go ahead and walk towards me. Put out your arm. Ready? Now hold. Okay. You can definitely use more of this. Go all the way back to your chair, like this. All the way back, all right? Really get in there. This is an endpoint of the kidney meridian. Kidney is really important for your health. Energetically, there's another endpoint of the kidney meridian on the feet. Pulls up energy from the earth that helps us to feel grounded. Kidney kind of holds the emotion of fear. So if there's anybody experiencing any type of fear in your life, something like that, I'm thinking kidneys might need a little bit more support. I'm not going to test anybody on this one, but if you just move down just a little bit more on your chest, right here is your thymus gland, okay? So if anybody's sick, anybody's struggling with like infections or something, this produces T cells. It's really, really important for your health. So you want to get that to start pumping and start going and start releasing for you. Okay? Thymus gland. Yeah.
You mentioned the toes and your feet a couple of times. How would one work on their own toes and their own feet?
So, well, there's a lot for that, and we don't typically cover that with the daily energy routine, but this is what I would say to you. Massage your feet a lot. Energy, especially between your toes, like get in between your toes. Energy can really get stuck there. If we have any tightness, any restrictions in the body, it's keeping the energy stuck. It's having a hard time flowing through all that. So maybe even reflexology, something like that, that would be really good for you. But I massage my feet at least once or twice a day because I do have a problem with my feet tightening up, and then the energy is really stuck, and then I'm not grounding really well. So I work on that all the time.
When you're standing and you bend over, or do you just sit in a chair and put your foot on?
Oh yeah, I actually do mine in bed. I lay on my back, put my a knee up, and then I'm just massaging my toes.
Oh, okay.
It's the easiest way. That's not going to Right now I work at a chiropractor's office, so I'm very careful about, your structure, so that's a good question. Something else that I've found, a nice trick that's helpful, ladies, you know those, whenever you get your feet, your toenails painted, you put your toes between those little things to dry. Oh, that's so nice to help the energy to get to move through. Guys, you can totally use it too. You don't have to paint your toenails, we won't make you go that far, but that can really help to open up space for energy to release as well.
Cool.
Okay. Does anybody in here struggle with immune system issues? Get sick a lot, get infections a lot, anything like that? No? Well, that's good. I figured this is a wellness place. This is a healthy place. We work to avoid that, right? So this is part of our thumps, and I'm just going to tell you before we do this, this might actually hurt on some people. It literally killed me the first time I did it. I was like, oh my God, okay? But, okay, baby's gonna laugh because we're all gonna look like chickens flying away here, ready? You start to thump your ribs, yeah. Some people are feeling that, feeling the pain there. And you can do this all the way around your chest, okay? Underneath, all the way around, from the sides, all the way around. Again, if you feel any type of tenderness, your body really, really needs that more, okay? This is like crucial for your health. This is spleen energy. Okay. So you, pretty mama, I want you doing this and this a lot, okay? The baby likes it, so at least you will get healthy and you'll keep her entertained all at the same time. Okay?
Does everyone have a little, like right here, really like, the first time I did this, like this was very painful, but it's, I mean, I can still
It's
feel.
just a little
But
tender.
it, I mean, I remember I had
You had that
all
headache.
that, but like, I mean, there's a difference.
Yeah. The first time I did it, I was like, oh. How did I have so much pain in an area and walk around not knowing it? Like, that's how I felt about that. But I don't have any pain there now. But this week, I definitely was struggling with that just a little bit, so I worked a little bit deeper on that area, just to help my body to rebalance a little bit more. Let's see. Is anybody feeling maybe a little bit scrambled? Yeah, what? Yeah, no, yeah. Anybody? You? Come on up. Scrambled in the head, like you have way too much going on and you're having a hard time, like, focusing on what's at hand. All right, brave soul. Oh, perfect. This is perfect for you. So go ahead, either arm, whichever one feels more comfortable. Here, hold. Okay. Little bounce. A very slight bounce. And hold it. I'm pressing harder than I was before. So that slight bounce is what we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have you follow my fingers with your eyes, okay? I can feel that you need this. Go ahead and back up. Okay, ready? Hold. Yeah, just that slight bounce. This is definitely something that you need. And have you take a seat right there in that chair behind you. I'm just going to pull this one up too. Can everybody see us if we sit up here like this? All right, so this is all, we're going to all do this one in our seat. So this is for scrambled energy. So when you have too much going on in your mind, you're stressed out, you can't think clearly, if you've ever read something and you're like, what did I just read? Indication, like we need this exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to start like this, doesn't matter which leg, and we're going to do it on both sides. You're going to take one arm and put it over where your ankle is, okay? You're going to make that crossover X pattern like I was talking about before, crossing it over and putting it underneath your shoe. You don't have to touch the bottom of your shoe if you don't want to. I don't normally do this with shoes on. And all you're going to do is you're going to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, rocking yourself back, and then letting it out your mouth, rocking yourself forward. So let's just do that 3 times. When you feel ready, go ahead and gently put your legs down. Bring up the other knee. We're going to do the same thing. One hand over the ankle, the other hand crossing over underneath the foot. your other two eyes. You're gently gonna push in, pull up, and take a deep breath. And when you feel ready, you can just release the pose. Okay? Stand back up. Go ahead and follow my fingers, your eyes. Feels better. Hold. Okay, I'm pressing a lot harder and you're not really moving like you were, so that's good. Did you feel anything?
Fixed it.
I fixed it. You're healed. Good.
No, I did.
Did you? What did you feel?
It just felt like a little bit more, like, energy coming back in, and like calming me down. Calms,
That is, I love that exercise. You're gonna wanna do that every day.
Yeah,
Every day, okay? Thank you so much. That's probably one of Donna's favorite exercises. She credits that with saving her marriage. She's like, oh, I need that too. She was having an argument with her husband, and she was really ready to walk out. But she sat down and did that exercise. When she did, just kind of like he said, her energy kind of came back to her. This helps the back brain and the front brain to kind of reconnect. So she was finally able to speak her truth, what she needed to say to her husband, so that they can actually like talk about it and work it through rather than leaving. If that would have happened, I wouldn't be here teaching this right now because her husband is really the one who put all these classes together. So that was like divine intervention. It's called the Wayne Cook. So whenever you watch the video, you're gonna wanna look for the Wayne Cook exercise.
Question. So you made them follow your eyes, like your fingers, and so if we do the exercise ourselves, how critical, like?
So I can test myself now because I'm balanced and I know what I'm looking for and I'm very sensitive. I did not start out that way. I start out just doing the exercises and getting those habits of health secure within my system. So you don't have to worry about testing. I'm kind of doing that for show, for the workshop, just so that you could see the improvement right now. But I just do them all. Even if my body's like, I don't really need that one right now, I'm like, you're doing it anyway because we're just gonna make a deeper habit and keep it flowing the way it needs to. So that's just kind of what I do with that. So again, I do these every day still, and I've been doing this for almost 5 years, and it's awesome.
I saw something too recently about like kissing the middle of the forehead. Like I don't remember exactly what it.
It is a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. Donna talks about it in her Energies of Love course. I got her video. I have to get her book on that and study that a little bit more. It has something to do. It's just such a profound feeling of comfort and connection.
That sounds what I do to Rosie.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you do that to kids a lot.
What did she say?
Very
I couldn't hear.
kissing right here, where we were holding earlier, kind of between the other two eyes, right on the forehead. It just causes you, the energy systems to kind of relax and feel a little bit safer.
Yeah, that's what it said. Like it's just like a connection and comfort.
It is. I really, that's, I think she definitely talks more about that in, her, book. You could also follow. You might be getting that book. You can also follow her work a lot too. She has a few different Facebook pages as well, so you could see where they're teaching classes. You can maybe get a little bit more information. She has a YouTube channel, all kinds of stuff like that. So that's helpful. Does anybody ever struggle with congestion in the head, like tension headaches, anything like that? You? Do you want to come up?
It's not so much headaches, but it's sinus. Like
Sinus,
stuffy
that
nose.
still might be a little bit of this one. So I know I've tested you before, but I'll test you tonight too, just to see where you're at. Ready? Hold. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go here. Ready? Hold. Oh yeah, you need this. Look at her. She's bouncing all over the place here. This is a really, really nice one to do. So what you guys are gonna do, you're gonna take your fingers and you're just gonna dig into your skull. And you're gonna press in and pull, okay? You're literally making space within your head. You might need this when you're studying, you're at work, you have a tension headache, something like that. It feels really, really good. I do this nice and slow, and I do this all the way down the back of my neck, Sherry's beautiful hair back there. She's really getting into it back there. I love it. You can also, don't hurt yourself doing this, but you could actually take your hair and pull, okay, like lift it up from your scalp. It makes space and it feels really, really good. Does any of you know, doesn't it feel nice? I love it. It's kind of like whenever you go get your hair washed by someone. It never feels the same when you do it, but
Laura is the worst.
No, I get the best shampoos. She's a baby. She's a dime in my shampoo.
Now that you say that, I agree. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but it was not. I'm kidding.
Tracy's a big baby.
Sure,
Sure, don't have a good
much better.
shampoo.
Much better. You're going to want to do that more, especially because of the headaches and stuff. You're really getting into it, or even lifting to make space. You're welcome. If you don't even want to touch your head, you can even make space in your energy field. This one looks even weirder, guys, so this might not be one that you want to do like in public, unless you don't want people talking to you. They won't. Do you have a question?
They have those wire things.
I love those wire things. Those little massagers, they feel really good. Yeah, those are really nourishing. Those feel awesome. Does anybody have problems in their joints? Stiff joints, pain in the joints, anything like that? Nobody? This is a good haunted class. I love it. Come on up. You're good, sister. That's how I am. Good. So I'm just gonna put my hand on your elbow here. Yeah. I'm kind of going down. I'm just gonna go to your neck too. Okay. Hips. Yeah. And your knees. Okay. It's very common. Put your arm down. It's very common to get energy stuck in the joints. I mean, there's kind of a curve there, and energy can really get stuck. This might be an exercise that you do when you wake up without even realizing that you're doing anything. It's called connecting heaven and earth. So you guys can do it in your chair. If you want to stand up, you'll get a better stretch, but that's up to you. So what we're going to do, you start your hands in a prayer position, okay? And you're going to take one hand reaching it up towards the heavens, and the other hand and reaching it down towards the ground, and really reach. Stretch your neck up. Don't hurt yourself though. If you feel any pain, that's too much, okay? Really, really give it a nice stretch. Let the energy shift, let the energy move. You're going to bring it back down to prayer, and you're going to go back up on the other side. Give it a chance for energy to release. Donna does this at the end of every individual session that she does, just in case she picked up any energy from her client that she was working on. You bring your hands back down to prayer, and go ahead and go forward as far as you can. Stretch forward. If you can touch your toes, great. If not, go to a place where it feels comfortable and you can just feel the stretch happening. Always remember to breathe. Breathing is important at all times. Okay? And when you feel ready, go ahead and come back up. So, and you guys can go ahead and have a seat. It's better. You're going to be more working a lot in your joints. But that's definitely an improvement already, just from doing that. And it's super simple. That's why kind of like yoga, stretching, that kind of stuff is important. If we're not moving and releasing, energy gets stuck and it kind of holds us back. So I even do this at the end of like a work day before I go home. Like I'm leaving my work at work, okay, I'm done. I'm not taking that stuff home with me, and then I shift into, home life. Gotta keep that balance as much as we can. Does anybody deal with feeling maybe disconnected? You just feel a sense of disconnection maybe from your own body, maybe from others. Maybe you have a history of seizures or feeling lightheaded, anything like that? Or know anybody that has that? No? We'll just do the exercise for that. This is called the hookup, and this gets your top and bottom half of your energies to connect and hook up with each other. So you're going to take one finger, put it in your belly button. I just use my middle finger. You're gonna take the middle finger of the other hand and put it between the center of your eyes and gently push in and hold up. You might take a deep breath, just like I just did. When I do that, for me personally, I know that my energy systems have just hooked up. This is very, very powerful technique. Donna said, she taught us in class, that this can actually pull somebody out of a seizure. I wasn't too sure how much I believed that, and now that was my fault for questioning it, because I had a client of mine a couple years ago go into a seizure during this therapy group that we were in. And I don't know if you've ever seen anybody go into a seizure before, but it's a scary thing. My coworker ran to get her meds and call 911, and I went over to her. The way she was seizing, I couldn't touch her physical belly button. I just kind of went into her energy field. To me, it felt like her energy was going like this. But as soon as I got my hands like right around where her head is and her belly button, it went from like this to this, and she immediately opened her eyes and looked at me. Later that day, after we, took care of everything medically we needed to, she said, "What did you do? Because I've never come out that well before." So I told her, I was like, "I just want you to walk around like this for a few days, okay? We really need to get a good habit here. You can even fall asleep doing this. Like, I'll just lay in bed like this, whether I think I need it or not. Even connecting your heart down on this area, that just even helps to bring you back into you. Any type of connection on this center line, even the back of your body, so you can even connect this point in the back of your head and down at the edge of your spine, helps to connect your back energies. Anything that you do there is going to help you to have a stronger energetic core, basically. A couple more. Self-esteem. Anybody have problems with issues with confidence? Self-esteem issues, anything like that?
If I do, then I'm gonna tell you.
Get up here, Sherry.
Sorry. You want me to volunteer?
Yes, come on out. Okay. Everybody has something, right? Whether we want to admit it or not, right? So, think of whatever it may be that causes you to just feel like a little bit small. Maybe it's presenting in public. I used to hate doing this, guys. I hated doing this. Now it's nothing. I'm just like, I love it now. Did not. I used to break out before I did anything like this. Now I'm good. So think of just something, okay? Go ahead and put out an arm. And now I know her. I've tested her before, so I don't need to worry about that too much here. So I'm just going to test you. Ready? Oh, yeah. You definitely need this, okay? So basically what I did for that test, if you couldn't see, is I don't like doing it to people because it's creepy, and I don't like having it done to me, but you kind of look the person down, okay? That real condescending kind of like look, like a boss maybe will give you sometimes, or like something like that, where you're just like, ooh, I don't like you. But that really can harm our energy systems because it just makes you feel like that big, okay? So think of whatever that issue was that made you feel like you need some help with confidence, okay? And what you're going to do is you are going to zip yourself up with a positive affirmation. So whatever it is, like, I'm good at public speaking, and you zip it in like that. So you kind of lock it in at your lips. So imagine you have a zip-up hoodie on, and you just zip it up, lock it in at your lips, okay? I love it. So this is when positive affirmations come in handy. Does anybody use positive affirmations in here? You do? Great. This is another way to get it ingrained in your energy systems even more. Zipping it up, locking it in. I zip up my back and lock it in. I zip it up all the way around because sometimes that's exactly what I need to do, okay?
Does it even keep you safe from like negative
It does.
You know what I mean? I just feel like
That's exactly what it does. And it helps your systems to block all of that out so that you're not as affected by that. I used to be very affected by that. Not so much anymore. So go ahead and think of whatever that issue was and put your arm out. Okay, ready? Okay, ready? Oh yeah, that worked. I'm pressing hard on her too. She ain't budging. All right, see? I'm glad you said something. You needed it. So that's another good way. Again, I know that's one that looks a little bit weird, I do these things in public all the time. I don't care. If you want people to leave you alone, just do this and walk around all the time. They will leave you alone. Trust me. So if you're looking for some quiet space, just do a little bit of energy work. They'll be like, but, you know, it's so helpful. Anybody have any questions here before I move on to our last exercise?
I don't know what part may have covered it, or I wasn't paying attention, but like chronic back pain and neck pain.
Amen.
Yeah.
He's my
mom.
steering wheel.
Okay. I could do a lot of that with individual sessions, so something that I will go over, maybe there's 2 exercises left here. Okay, maybe 3. I'm not going to count anymore. Math was not my strong subject in school. Our fight, flight, and freeze energetic pathway. This is where it runs. So when we are stressed out, it runs from the temple on each side of the body, up around the ear, down the side of the neck, on the top of the shoulder, down the arm, and off of the ring finger. Who gets tension here? Tension in the neck and the shoulders. Everyone. That is where we hold it. Simply tracing that backwards. So even if you don't remember the down the arm thing, from the temples, up around your ear, down the side of the neck, rest on your shoulders. That is a very good one to help get that energy that's stuck in the head start to shift out. Very, very good. There are other techniques that you can do as well that I kind of go more in depth in other workshops for regulating emotions. But do you think you can remember this one for her? Just to kind of very slowly and gently brush that down over the shoulders and just hang there. That's a really, really nice one to do. Doesn't it feel good? Everybody's going to go to sleep now. Should have saved that one for last. Yes.
What about ringing in the ears?
Ringing in the ears. That's a good one too. So that could be a lot of different things. I would have to check your energy systems. That could also be a structural issue. If there's any type of tightness, constriction in there, anything's a little bit misaligned, that could also be a chiropractic issue as well. Energy medicine, we know, it has its limits. It can't always fix everything, but it can help be a guide to get you to where you need to go. Any other questions? Okay. Last but not least, we will do my favorite exercise, and then I'll just end with something else to end our session here. So, this is for your aura. Okay, this is the energy exercise for your aura. It is my favorite exercise. It is probably the one that I felt the most, probably the one I needed the most. Our aura, it changes in every environment that we're in. According to Donna, a healthy aura, it extends all the way around you to about maybe a little bit past your fingertips. However, it changes on a day-to-day basis for everybody. Right now, I can tell you my aura is bigger. It's probably the size of this room, but that's where I want it to go. Because I want to keep my audience engaged, right? I don't want you guys falling asleep on me, although if you keep doing this, you might. And that's okay. I'll know it was the technique. It wasn't me teaching. But if I had my aura out like that all the time, no, bad. I'd be picking up on everybody else's stuff and carrying it with me. Again, I'm an empath. I can feel what's going on with other people. Sometimes you don't know what's yours and what's not. Your aura is an energetic spacesuit. It's a protector. It's a filter. It's supposed to filter in the good and filter out the bad. But if our aura is not healthy, for whatever reason, whether we're sick or maybe we've had some trauma in our life, and it kind of causes these holes and tears, that negative energy can sweep in on through and kind of get into our system and really, really affect our health, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And I really manifest my stress on a physical level. Everybody's a little bit different with that. If you're sick, your energy, your aura, it will collapse in and kind of hug you because it's trying to feed your system some extra support. So there's a lot with the aura, and everybody, again, is a little bit different. But the general exercise is the last one that we are going to do today here. So, does anybody want their aura tested? So this one is going to be a little bit different. Instead of having just one arm out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to bouncy. So her energy's not here where it needs to be. I'm gonna just see where it is on you here. Okay, hold. Okay, her energy right now is about here. I can feel it. Again, I'm sensitive to this kind of stuff. So it's not bad by any means. It's just kind of hugging you a little bit right now. So go ahead and put your arms down so you don't get too tired, okay? So if you guys want to stand up and do this one with me, it's fun. You're going to need some space, so do not hit your neighbor, okay? We're going to swing our arms out. So what we're going to do for this, we're going to take our hands and rub them together, and we're shaking off anything we do not want, okay? I kick it off sometimes too. I'm like, oh God, there's too much. I don't want this, okay? You're going to take your hands, the palms of your hands, and place them towards your temple. You're going to bring your elbows in, meet them together. At this point, we're going to cross our arms like this, okay? This is what I imagine being a ballerina, and you're grabbing your light, okay? Bring it down to your knees. Cross over, back up and out. Bring it all the way down to your feet or as far as you can go. But this time, we're going to scoop our arms behind us and scoop up, scoop up, scoop up, scoop up, and rain your energy all the way down your back. Some people feel a tingling when that happens. Did anybody feel a tingle? A cooling, something like that? That's energy moving. We'll walk through this one again because it's different. So, hands, rub them, shake them off. Palms towards the temple. Elbows meet. Cross over and swing our arms out. Bring them down to your knees, up and down to your feet. Now we're going to scoop behind us, behind us, behind us, and we're going to sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle all the way down your back. That really helps the aura to start. It's called the Celtic weave, okay? That will be sent in another video with however we get this information to you. And that really helps your aura, your spacesuit, and it helps to block out any type of energies that aren't good, and sometimes even illnesses, bacteria, that kind of stuff. So you guys can go ahead and sit down, and I'm going to retest you, okay?
Felt like I was in yoga class. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that feels better.
Swan dive.
You're here. Go right here. Okay, ready? Oh, look how strong you are now. So she's actually out right here where I feel her end, her space end now, just from doing that twice. So that really, really helps. The only other thing that I do at the end of every session that I work on somebody, and I do at the end of my routine, I don't think this is in Donna's videos that I'm sending, so this is one that you may want to write down. Has anybody seen that infinity sign? Make that infinity sign, figure eights all around you. You can make big ones, okay? Make them between, over your heart. When our energy kind of disconnects from us, it will disconnect at the heart level. This reconnects our energy centers kind of back to our body, helps you to feel more whole, helps you to feel more connected. I do big ones on the side of me. You can do little ones over your head, under your feet. Feel awesome when you do that. Making big ones in the field like this. Put your back into it. If you can't reach your back to do it, going like this, that figure eight, it's in the energy field. Put your back into it. It really, really, really helps. This helps to stabilize any type of energetic shift that we may have made tonight. And Donna says the healthiest people she ever sees have more figure eights in their energy field. And she said, and those are typically music conductors. They're going like this all the time. You can dance these. Do this with your children. Put on some of your favorite music and dance the figure eights. It's kind of a radiant circuit activator, which means it ignites like joy and happiness, and that's medicine in and of itself. So this is a really powerful healing tool. I do it around my eyes. I have to get my eyes to kind of coordinate with each other a little bit more. I do it around my lips because I want a lot of eights here. I don't want to get sick. So I want this to be extra safe energetically.
Did you say, was that with the spoon? We did, can we do that with the spoon?
did not bring a spoon, which is why I kind of left that out, but I will go over it with you
Okay.
guys. Thank you for bringing that up because it's a really powerful one. Has everybody in here heard of grounding? You know what grounding is? Really feeling your feet on the floor. Guys, spring is like really soon and I can't be more excited for this. So, when that actually happens, kick off your winter shoes, guys. Go out into barefoot in the grass. Really connect with the energies of the earth. That will help ground you. Until then, if you have a stainless steel spoon at home, rub the back of the stainless steel spoon, like that, the smoother part, on the bottom of your feet, on both sides. You could do it in a figure 8 pattern, or however you feel comfortable. It feels so good. It helps the polarities of the body to go in position. Our body, our energy centers are kind of like a battery. Sometimes when we're not feeling grounded, it's because our battery is kind of backwards. That helps to put it in right so that we could shine accordingly. So that's another technique that you can do at home for yourself. And again, I do it daily. My cat loves it. She freaks out. Let me just say this. I have my own spoon just for my feet. I don't eat off that thing, okay? I keep it on my counter and my sink in my bathroom. So guess what? Get up to pee, I'm spooning my feet all at the same time. My cat loves it. She comes up, she wants to drink the water, and then she sees me take out that spoon, and she's like rolling over and wants me to just spoon her belly, spoon her back. Feels really, really good on animals. Figure 8ing animals feels really good. I'm going to start taking an animal healing energy class as well. So, any questions? Comments? Or concerns? No?
Whose auras can you see in here?
Yeah, I saw yours a lot tonight.
Yeah, good or
That's good.
She's feeling it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my fingertips. Just doing some of
Yeah, I saw a little lot happening around you, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm here later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did everybody check back in with themselves? See if you're feeling a little bit better. See if maybe if you were a 5 before, maybe you're a 7 now. Anything like that. Maybe you feel a little bit more awake. Sorry, do this. We'll do this. Go right to bed, okay? That's what energy medicine does. And a small shift or those big shifts, especially whenever you've been ill for a very long time and like you've gotten nothing from no one. A little shift was everything for me. And that's why I stuck with it. So I was like, well, I'm getting something. So, any other questions?
It's more a personal question, and if you don't feel comfortable to share it. So what did you heal yourself from?
So I'm writing a book. So I will just give you a little cliff note, I guess, from that. We never really found out. The closest we ever got, and I went all the way to Cleveland Clinic. The closest we ever got was a very rare disease that at the time there were only 2 foundations in the United States that would treat people for it. However, you had to have an official diagnosis before they would take you on. I never could get an official diagnosis. We had some testing that maybe indicated maybe a slight form, and others not so much. I had the doctor who kind of thought that may be what it is tell me, look, this is how disease start. When a new disease, it's an old disease, they just don't know about it yet. But when a new disease comes to the light of the medical world, they first look at it and say, okay, there's only type 1 or type 2. She's like, in 10 years, you have type A to Z. She was like, so what I'm telling you is, I believe you fall in this realm, but your diagnosis doesn't exist yet. So hang in there. That's what I got. And I said, oh, okay, I'm not waiting around to die. Because I would have. I've been reversed out of heart attacks. I was reversed out of a heart attack in 2017 in Donna Eden's class. We called 911 as well, but her work saved me completely. This work is powerful. It is very powerful. Not to be taken really lightly. I know it looks silly sometimes, these things, but I'm telling you, when they are done the way that they need to be done, they can save people's lives. And that's my goal. My own personal theory is it's been a lot of trauma that was stuck in my body, stuck in the system. I grew up in a home with abuse. abused for many, many years, my body couldn't handle it anymore. Even though I was out of the situation for so many years, my body was running in that habit of being hurt. That's what this work did, was that got rid of that for me. It's the first time in my life where I've had my past released. I didn't even know I was holding on to it, because that's all I ever known. I have a life now. I have a future now. I did not before energy medicine. Just didn't. I'd be dead by now.
So where do you see yourself taking your practice?
Really? I'm a very spiritual person. Wherever God needs me to go with it. I gave my life up to Him, and this. I was like, I have no idea what you want me to do with this. So whatever that may be, I will do. And He's shifting me a lot. So right now, I am seeing clients till the end of March at a Fraud and Advanced Chiropractic and Rehab in Upper St. Clair. April 1st, I would be moving my business to a counseling agency in New Township. So I'll still be within the area, it would just be a little bit more of a drive. So if you do want to come see me at a closer place before then, I'll make your appointment soon. So